On a hot summer's evening, your loyalty card is probably useful just to cool you down. This one, I have no idea what this one does. It's for Heathrow Airport. That gets you some seating, preferential seating on British Airways. That's worth very little. It's a Voyager card. That gets you a free cup of coffee for every 1,000 that you've bought. And as for the rest of them, I have absolutely no idea. We're talking loyalty schemes this evening. There are well over 100 loyalty schemes in South Africa. 26% growth year on year in the rise of economically active South Africans using loyalty programs. So tonight, do brands know how to reward their customers in a tough environment? And why do subscribers get so many of these cards in their wallets? You spend a lot of money on a wallet, you then jam it full of cards, destroys the stitching, and what value do you ultimately get? Anyway, joining me in the studio is Amanda Crommert, if she doesn't hit me first, Chief Executive of Truth. She is an expert in loyalty programs. And next to her is Benjamin Reid. He has got at least 10, maybe more, loyalty programs that he's a loyal subscriber of, and he tells me that he gets value from them. Amanda Crommert, you know I'm deeply cynical about these loyalty schemes, especially this one with the National Carriers logo on it. I've got like a zillion air miles. They can't be used. It's impossible. Are we getting any better at managing loyalty schemes?
Hello, Bruce. Good to see you again. I know you're deeply cynical, but I'm very pleased to see you've got at least 5 or 6 cards in your wallet.
Yes.
And we'll teach you how to get value out of them. I think best speak to Benjamin, because he's going to really get under the skin of how, as a normal consumer, you can get value out of this.
But you've been looking at loyalty schemes now for more than a decade.
Yeah, so you really can. I mean, there is a great industry in South Africa around loyalty programs. It's just an extension of a great marketing and customer campaign. So if you care about your customers, treat them well, and that might mean giving them points or upgrades or better service. You said yourself one of your cards gives you preferential check-in. That's important to you.
No, this one, that's a blue SA Voyager card. Actually, I can destroy it because I should have a silver one. But that does give you emergency exit seating on the aeroplane. So for the first time, actually, to be blatantly honest with you, I could see a value to it because you fly lots, you are rewarded for that. But the miles are pointless. Benjamin, come on.
No, I would just actually disagree with you in that I travel pretty much every 6 weeks to the US, UK, and South America.
So I should iron this flat again.
Well, not necessarily that one. I mean, that obviously means you're not traveling as much as you should be. But there are, for me, benefits in the Air Miles schemes. Unfortunately, I've just left British Airways and moved to American Airlines for exactly this reason, whereas I couldn't get enough, or I wasn't getting enough out of it from BA. And American Airlines have just improved their scheme in that you're actually given free upgrades every X amount of flights, and they make it really worthwhile to you being part of their scheme.
But that is the point, though, isn't it? I mean, British Airways went through a whole process of upgrading their Avios, and Avios were going to be the next big thing, but it kind of seemed like more of the same. Really, there wasn't an intrinsic change in the way in which they treated their loyal customers, because loyalty should buy you loyalty. Surely, it works both ways.
Can I jump in here? I think the Avios principle is brilliant, and I think they're kind of bringing in a currency as such, a British Airways currency. However, my big gripe, and it's not with Avios, it's more with British Airways, is it's impossible to use your miles. Whereas other airlines, SAA, are very good. They actually, 2 days before the flight, if they've got seats and you've got the miles, upgrade. It's just having the tricks of the trade that allow you to use them. And BA,
where do you learn the tricks?
I'm a very good travel agent.
But that's it. So you've got somebody who facilitates that process. Correct. For a fee.
Correct.
I mean, they were charging what, $500 to get you the upgrade or thereabouts.
I'm not sure of that.
Okay. What other cards work for you? So you've switched
Hotels.
Airlines based on.
I haven't switched airlines. I've switched loyalty programs. So I still fly with British Airways, but my loyalty program. I'll let Amanda go into more details.
Okay, but now this is interesting. So, with, for example, the One World, the Star Alliance,
Correct.
For example, you could be carrying a different airline's Star Alliance card.
That's exactly what I've done.
So I can help there, Bruce, because I was part of launching One World for British Airways many years ago. So exactly that. You can be on the carrier of your choice. In Benjamin's case, from South Africa would be British Airways, but as he flies a lot to the States as well, as a vested interest that he has an American carrier, American Airlines, and you pool your points, so you pool them faster. So the One World Alliance allows you to pool your points faster, but in Benjamin's case, he's chosen to have it principally an American Airlines collecting points, And then obviously you can use them across the different carriers in the airline world. That's a global alliance, and in SAA's world it's Star Alliance. So that, and actually you were talking about Avios. Avios in South Africa actually have done exactly that, but not just about flying. They're talking about, okay, the average consumer doesn't necessarily fly like Benjamin does. They might go to Pick n Pay, they might go to BP for their fuel, they might fly on Kulula. And Avios have just launched with Kulula, where you can actually collect Avios on Kulula as their frequent flyer program. But you also shop at Pick n Pay, so you can switch your smart shopper points, pick up Avios when you're filling with petrol.
Is there a single encyclopedia that says, here's the best way to get value out of these interrelated schemes? Because there you've got a pile in front of you, Amanda, and on top of that is the Smart Shopper card, which when it was launched, a lot of people would, it's what, 1% or something, but suddenly 1% of an awful lot of a family shopping over a year
is a lot of money.
Is quite a lot of money.
And you can switch it, for example, in my case, my vested interest would be to switch to Avios, so I still fly it. I still buy it Pick n Pay, but I switch to Avios and I can collect Avios elsewhere. And then I can redeem them either on flights or hotels or other things that are interesting to me. But obviously if you don't shop, if you don't fly much or you're not interested in travel, you might then use your Smart Shopper points to get a Christmas present or get a birthday present for your daughter or whatever it is. Or just I bet some people will be using it to buy their electricity for that weekend. You know, so it appeals to every different consumer in South Africa.
How does the logic work? Now, in Benjamin's case, he really likes the American Airlines scheme, so he's now thinking about the way he's going to change his travel. For the likes of a Pick n Pay, they're harvesting data, they're harvesting information from us. That is their payback, and in return, they give us a small portion of our shopping, the price of our shopping back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the strategic principle behind a particular retail loyalty program is to be able to get to know their customers better. So they've got millions of customers coming through the door, and without a loyalty scheme or a financial services program, they can't get to know them on a one-on-one basis to be able to talk to them, understand shopping preferences, offer more of what the customer likes, offer discounts on what the customer likes, offer discounts on things the customer may not know they like, but then they do like because the data says so. So it really is about getting the data, but not just so they can cross-sell and market more, but also how they can drive much more meaningful strategies within the entire business. So whether it's how they service...
Do they utilise that data adequately? Because the story of big data is well known, and the problem with big data is there's so much of it.
Yeah.
That who's actually harnessing?
So the retailers now, a player like Pick n Pay or Woolworths. I mean, I've got my own personal executive experience at Woolies. They absolutely are using the data. Pick n Pay are using the data. Clicks are using the data, and you've got, other retailers like Truworths who don't necessarily have a loyalty program, but they've got financial services relationships, so they also have data to play with. And the banks as well. I mean, let's look. You mentioned Vitality. I mean, Benjamin and I are both avid Vitality.
No, Vitality is their eBucks. You've got an eBucks card. I'm interested in what's in Benjamin's pile over there, because you've got a huge pile, Benjamin, and you are an active member of these 10 schemes. Pardon?
Stark Airs, the garden centre.
Lovely, yes. We've always got to have a garden centre loyalty card.
Absolute Pets.
Seriously?
Yeah. If you've got dogs, yeah. It actually makes a difference. And the rest of my wives.
Okay. But the point is, you were talking earlier about hotel schemes being particularly useful.
Which is a specific gripe of mine, given that I spend probably over 90 days in a hotel every year. And for me, it's what Amanda was saying. It's not only data, but it's also how then you treat your customer because of that. And for me, all I wanted to get into a hotel. I normally arrive early into Sao Paulo. I want a room, I want a shower, and I want to get out. I don't want to have the conversation. I definitely don't want the free drink because I'm not a drinker. So it's just knowing that about me. And it's not difficult. It's simple facts that a hotel should have. So I've just had a massive argument a week ago with a certain, and I won't name them, but a brand of hotel, which has led me to actually leave them after being platinum status. So I got to platinum and I've just said I've had enough.
No, and what's the value in that for the company? Because if the company, all it's doing is handing out a piece of plastic
exactly
to make you feel so special, except until you have the experience, which makes you feel like everybody else.
See, exactly. So they're not using the data at all. They're not understanding that actually a free bottle of wine or a glass of wine or a free drink at the bar isn't of use to Benjamin, but actually an early check-in is a million times more important. Yeah. So in all the schemes that we work with as Truth, we aim to do so much more than a points program. Like my toes curl up when a client asks for a card-based program that offers just points. And And yet, actually, what we try and encourage is that they offer the whole experience, like get to know your best customers, treat them differently, let them surprise and delight them, and just use the data, but not in a big brother's watching you kind of way, in an intimate way that the customer feels like, wow, that's so cool, you actually understand what I need from you as a brand, like the early check-in.
But wouldn't it be nice when you went to take your 25-kilogram suitcase to the check-in at the airport, and you're anticipating 5 times 200 Rand or whatever it is, whatever the excess baggage fee is, and they say to you, oh, don't worry about it, Benjamin, we've got this one, because we know that you fly lots. And even though you're flying economy today, don't worry about the luggage.
But I think that's exactly what Amanda's getting at is, for some people aren't using them, but there's some that are actually making real grounds on having the data they have. And that's what the big thing is for us as consumers. You want to know that yes, you are spending the money, so they are going to give you something back.
Why can I not simply get a loyalty SAA, a loyalty BA, a loyalty Vida, or maybe just a loyalty app that's got 100 different options on it? Benjamin, have you got one?
I do. Well, this is the thing. Some loyalty programs now work with your iPhone, and they'll go into your wallet. I don't know if you've seen your app that's your wallet. Mm-hmm. So American Airlines, this was one of the big things for me. Yes, you flick it up and there's your card. Have they all done it? No. I don't know. I'll let Amanda answer that.
And my British Airways, the Heathrow Airport one, for example, has got an app, and it seems to work.
You go there once a year.
Well, I was going there a bit more recently, but there we go. There's the British Airways. There's the Heathrow one. And it tells me what my status is, and I've got a barcode, and I can swipe it. But generally, are these things pretty rubbish? Are the cards still more reliable?
There's a few that are absolutely fantastic. My favourite at the moment, and I've been talking about this quite a bit since, is the Vitality Rewards app and the Discovery app. So the Discovery app is a fantastic app for the Discovery product mix, whatever you use with them. But those of you Vitality, if you're gold or diamond status, and in my case, and Benjamin's case as well, I believe, you sync your watch to it from a fitness point of view. The whole thing works together, and then it churns out rewards if you hit your targets that you can use with an app. You don't print anything. You go to
buy yourself a cauliflower.
You can go to Kauai. You can go to Vida.
Yeah.
And it actually is, and what's so nice about it is you can join up with your friends who you train with.
But with the Vitality in particular, it's about affirming a lifestyle. It's about making proper choices to enhance that lifestyle.
So it's driving a change in behaviour, and they reward you for it.
Yeah. And it's instantaneous.
And it's all tied together. I don't have to do anything. I just I change my behaviour by being more active or whatever. But then it all happens and it notifies me there's a voucher. I go to Vida, I use the voucher, I go to Kauai. So there are apps as Benjamin says, there's certain apps but then don't work together. There isn't one single app that goes, here's your loyalty wallet, everything together.
Truth, there is your challenge. We'll see you this time next year. Amanda Krobot is the Chief Executive of Truth. Next to her, Benjamin Reid. He's a terribly loyal program subscriber. Until people upset him, then he loses his loyalty and switches, which does show that there is an enormous amount of power in consumer choice, and that consumer choice is exercised when companies fail to utilize the data that they generate from their loyalty schemes adequately. It's a quid pro quo, most certainly, but Vitality getting a thumbs up this evening on the Moneymakers. Thank you for watching. There'll be more money-saving tips on the Moneymakers tomorrow, and more Moneymakers making money. Till then, bye-bye for now.